online peer mediation platform would like to welcome our school administrators to this webinar on how to start a sustainable peer mediation program. Helpful tips for administrators. Before we talk about establishing a sustainable program, we would like to introduce ourselves to you. We are the online peer mediation platform, a former GEMS Foundation grant-funded initiative. We were formerly managed by the Association for Conflict Resolution, and we are now proudly managed by the National Association of Peer Program Professionals. We train and certify standard-based peer mediation programs in the United States and internationally. Feel free to stop by our website for information, resources, and much more. If you're watching this video, you may have stumbled upon it by chance, or perhaps a colleague, teacher, parent, or even a student shared it with you. Research by Sarah Rose Dummer highlights that support from administration and staff is essential for the success of a comprehensive peer mediation program. With a significant demand for conflict resolution programs in schools, there is considerable pressure on you as an administrator to enhance the school climate. If peer mediation is recognized as an effective method of conflict resolution, it's beneficial for all parties involved to engage others in school to ensure the program's success. When educators are not fully on board or supportive of this initiative, the program's effectiveness may diminish. If you're watching this video, you may be curious about your role as an administrator in implementing a peer mediation program. Here at the online peer mediation platform, we believe that administrative support is crucial for the sustainability of any peer mediation program. Alongside this, we also believe proper training for program implementation is essential for achieving this success. In 1996, a committee formed by the National Association for Mediation in Education, which is a precursor to the current organization called the Association for Conflict Resolution, set out to establish standards for school-based peer mediation programs. This group effectively outlined training standards for both students and those adults who would oversee the program. These standards encompass various elements that a program should have, such as program models, intake procedures, ethics, evaluation of the program, cultural competence, and expected outcomes. They provided a detailed framework necessary for creating and maintaining an effective peer mediation program, which, by the way, fosters a safe and inviting school environment. It also empowers youth with nonviolent conflict resolution skills and embraces cultural competence and diversity. The initial step in establishing any standard-based program is obtaining your approval and backing by the peer mediation coordinator. Both the administrative staff and the peer mediation coordinator should commit to a 3-year plan to develop a comprehensive and enduring program. Here at the online peer mediation platform, we recommend formalizing a 3-year commitment to your peer mediation program, thereby demonstrating your dedication to supporting this initiative within your school. As outlined by the peer mediation standards, the online peer mediation platform agrees that administrators should show their support by incorporating peer mediation into the school-wide discipline plan. Conflict resolution trainer Richard Cohen emphasizes that the majority of disputes that happen at school stem from issues such as gossip, name-calling, unsportsmanlike behavior, and even relationship troubles. We know that these matters typically do not necessitate disciplinary action, allowing you as an administrator to direct these conflicts straight to mediation. In fact, during the initial phases of program implementation, most of the cases sent to mediation are referred by you, the administrator. However, we do know that there are certain situations that clearly warrant intervention from you as an administrator. These are issues that will not be appropriate for conflict resolution or peer mediation, and they include physical violence, racial or sexual harassment, weapons, drugs, and bullying. Outlining this information in your school handbook allows you as the administrator to send cases to be handled by well-trained student mediators. So now, what exactly is peer mediation? Researcher Cynthia O. Thomas discovered that implementing a peer mediation program can lead to an impressive reduction of up to 97% in disciplinary incidences, as teachers and administrators report. This occurs when students take the initiative to resolve their conflicts with agreements, often lasting for months. This method not only fosters self-esteem and enhances the overall school atmosphere, but also equips your students with essential communication and conflict resolution skills. These abilities can prove advantageous in their relationships with their siblings and friends, potentially giving them an edge in future job prospects. Consequently, educators can dedicate more time to teaching, leading to significant academic improvements among your students at your schools. The definition of peer mediation is that mediation involves a neutral third party, a trained peer mediator, who assists their peers in resolving conflicts. Your peer mediation program should aim to achieve several goals: reducing the time adults spend on disciplinary matters, decreasing both in-school and out-of-school suspensions, improving attitudes and behaviors related to conflict, enhancing the school climate, and promoting academic success by increasing attendance, reducing absenteeism, and lowering dropout rates. If these objectives are met, your school stands to gain significantly, with students building confidence in their abilities and self-esteem, learning skills that improve their interactions both at home and at school, and peer mediators themselves will experience better grades, a decrease in student disputes, allowing for more time in class, and more amicable environment where both students and teachers collaborate effectively. There are two key aspects of the peer mediation standards that administrators should be aware of before incorporating peer mediation into your discipline code. First, participation in peer mediation is entirely voluntary. Student mediators refrain from making judgments or providing advice, and they do not possess the authority to impose decisions on their peers. Second, except for information that is illegal or poses a threat to life, all discussions held in mediation sessions are kept confidential. In looking at the tiered system of support, administrators should be aware that peer mediation is considered both a conflict resolution practice that is based on student-to-student communication and a Tier 2 restorative practice. Your student peer mediators will need to be trained in social, emotional, and conflict resolution skills and strategies to be successful. The good news is that peer mediation programs have been long researched and found to have many benefits for students, administrators, and schools. Some of the benefits that have been found by many researchers are that well-trained mediators develop problem-solving and better communication skills. In addition, Peer mediation training helps students to gain the necessary skills to help them make that smooth transition in adulthood, including skills like self-control, self-respect, empathy, and teamwork. Let's talk about some more benefits of peer mediation for you as an administrator. Researcher Rachel Whiteside from the University of Buffalo found in her research that peer mediation programs implemented in schools do correlate to a reduction in aggressive behavior and an increase of empathetic tendencies. This in turn promotes a constructive atmosphere in school, leading to increased learning scores. As students learn to translate this set of social relations into principles of communication, their internalization becomes externalization. And if we look at national studies, around 85% of disputes resolved through peer mediation reach a satisfactory conclusion. Now, let's discuss some of those benefits for you as an administrator. We know through research that peer mediation programs have been found to help administrators keep small issues from growing into larger problems. This can reduce the number of discipline referrals that you receive as an administrator. We also know that students learn problem-solving skills. Administrators can recognize peer mediators for their efforts to learn peer mediation and to apply peer mediation in schools. It reduces school staff experiencing disruptions both in and out of the classroom. It reduces the amount of time spent on resolving student conflicts by your staff. And we know from research there is a drastic reduction in suspensions. We do want to be honest that there are obstacles in establishing a peer mediation program that meets your approval as an administrator. Many initiatives struggle right from the beginning, and they even fade after a few years. This inability to succeed is primarily caused by insufficient training and possibly some hasty implementation driven by mandates. So, what is the solution for implementing a peer mediation program that meets your approval as an administrator? For peer mediation to succeed, the involvement of you as an administrator is vital in guaranteeing that these programs are both effective and long-lasting. It is important to ensure that adequate training is provided and that your students are prepared to mediate when referrals are made by those who are responsible for discipline in your school. If you're still watching this presentation, we know that your goal as an administrator is to invest in a successful peer mediation program, and we believe that you're in the right place. At the online peer mediation platform, we believe in the power of student voice and peaceful conflict resolution. Our certified peer mediation training is designed not only to reduce disciplinary issues, but to cultivate leadership, empathy, and school connectedness across grade levels 3 through 12. Now, let's talk about making appropriate referrals, program structure, appropriate timeline for implementation, training of your staff and students, and best practices for program implementation. As a general guideline for administrators, a peer mediation program should aim to handle at least one case per week. Now, if mediators are not handling disputes, they can be used to do some of the other following tasks for schools. First of all, they could be an ambassador of peace. That means they can model respectful behavior, kindness, and positive conflict resolution throughout the school. Their daily conduct reinforces your peer mediation program's values. Number 2, they can spread awareness. They can help promote the program with posters, announcements, classroom visits, or social media if allowed. The more students know about mediation, the more likely they're going to use peer mediation. Thirdly, they can contribute to school-wide events. And this means that they can help plan or participate in school-wide activities for activities like Conflict Resolution Week in October, kindness campaigns like Random Acts of Kindness, Anti-Bullying Month in October, or SEL initiatives like in March. Fourth, your students can lead mini lessons or skits. They can create or perform short lessons, skits, or videos on resolving conflicts, active listening, or empathy during advisory or even morning meetings. And another idea, number 5, is to staff a peace table or a drop-in space. During lunch or free periods, students can offer a quiet place for other students to talk, cool down, or request mediation. It keeps the program visible and accessible. Again, administrative support plays a crucial role in the initial phase of implementation. In this initial phase, program initiators like the administrator and the program coordinator can organize meetings, host in-service workshops, and deliver presentations about peer mediation. Additionally, distributing information packets and surveys to gather support from essential administrators and faculty members is helpful for both discovering supportive and non-supportive staff and addressing any issues before they become barriers to program implementation. So administrators, your support is imperative, but really the key to a successful program is the adequate training of your school coordinator. The school coordinator plays a crucial role in organizing training, scheduling mediations, and maintaining the program's sustainability. Ideally, this individual or individuals should also work alongside teachers, counselors, and other administrators to advocate for the program and foster a culture that values mediation. We know that schools that provide strong support for their coordinators tend to achieve greater success in their mediation initiatives. Program coordinators are responsible for administering and maintaining the peer mediation program, as well as supervising and debriefing student mediators. Coordinators are not responsible for administrating school-wide discipline in order to keep separate the school's discipline and mediation functions. Now let's discuss training timelines. The online peer mediation platform utilizes the ACR standards training guidelines that assist schools in establishing training timelines that are both feasible and ensures proper implementation. When thinking about training, administrators and school coordinators need to agree how they want to implement the peer mediation training of their students. There are different models that you can choose from. First of all, you could choose a class, whether semester or year-long, to train your students, an after-school training or a flex period, a pull-out during lunch, a 2-day retreat, or a combination of the above. Lee Jones Bamman, one of the co-creators of the ACR standards, suggests that students need between 10 and 20 hours of basic training, depending on their age, to learn the foundations of conflict resolution, communication skills, and mediation. Then, the peer mediation team should meet at least monthly for ongoing training and support. The ACR standards suggest that elementary school students receive 12 hours of training, middle school students 15 hours of training, and high school students 20 hours of training. Now, let's look at an overview of the training timeline for your staff to implement a sustainable peer mediation program. Let's look at coordinators. Coordinators must be trained by a reputable trainer. School coordinators will then be able to train your students to mediate in a school-based mediation program. Your coordinator must have completed at least 20 to 40 hours in mediation training coordination. Responsibilities of the coordinator can include handling in-school publicity and education of staff and students, overseeing the training of peer mediators, explaining mediation to students in conflict and encouraging them to try it, scheduling mediation sessions, supervising mediation sessions, following up on all cases and maintaining records, keeping the school community informed about the progress of the program is also another task of the coordinator. Following the coordinator's training, the online peer mediation platform suggests that during this first stage of implementation, program initiators should hold meetings, conduct in-service workshops, deliver presentations, and distribute information in order to gain support of key administrators and faculty in your school building. This is imperative to making sure that you have the support from your school before you begin your program. Next, the coordinators will begin to recruit students for the peer mediation program through either an interview or a selection process. The students should be a diverse group that represents a cross-section of your school community. Consider ethnicity, race, religion, socioeconomic status, academics, cliques, age, social orientation, and other characteristics. Also, include some at-risk students in your training, and include key faculty who can help build support among their peers. After students are trained, the school coordinator can now begin to advertise the program using your school's website, newsletters, assemblies, public address announcements, and social media. Again, the online peer mediation platform suggests making peer mediation part of your discipline protocols as a choice that students and families can make before other alternatives are implemented in discipline. Last, let's discuss some best practices when considering a sustainable peer mediation program in your school. In terms of best practices, it is the responsibility of the administration to agree beforehand with the school coordinator what the outcomes of the training will be by signing a service level agreement. A service level agreement can be found on our website. In addition, the online peer mediation platform suggests that a successful program takes about 3 years to show effective results. This can be outlined as follows in years 1 through 3. In year 1, we suggest that the coordinator is trained and the program is established. In year 2, the student mediators are trained and the program begins to roll out. In year 3, advanced training begins and program evaluation for ongoing improvement is conducted. Some additional best practices for a sustainable peer mediation program should include, number 1, an in-depth conflict audit. This audit can be a baseline for later evaluation of how peer mediation has impacted conflict in the school. Number 2, and one we've spoken about before, is the service level agreement. This is a contract that will clarify what the service the school will provide to the peer mediation program. For example, the school must commit to providing a training room, a private designated space for mediations, ongoing staff support for mediators, and a commitment to post-training support for peer mediators. And last, a written or verbal levels of readiness criteria, and this will indicate the readiness of the program rollout to be agreed upon by both the school coordinator and the administration before program implementation. Administrators, you have an opportunity to be a champion for peer mediation. You can offer strong support, funding, space, and time for training and coordination. Great training will create a high level of competence. Remember, the program will only be as good as the training and support for your adult coordinators and the student mediators. Finally, consider networking with existing programs to learn firsthand how they've overcome challenges to create successful, effective peer mediation programs. If you still have questions, our team is available to consult with your school and answer these questions. Please reach out to us at peermediationonline@gmail.com for a free consult. Thank you for viewing this short presentation for administrators. We hope this information has been helpful, and please feel free to stop by our website for more information.